Cleveland Cavaliers open NBA season with nasty surprise for Trump and white guys, big mistake. For the past couple months, players in the NFL have continued with their disgusting national anthem protests, and that has resulted in abysmal ratings. It appears that every week more fans are turning off their television sets and boycott till these anti-American players stand up and start respecting our flag and country. As the ratings continue to nosedive, you would think that other sports teams in the country would take notice and stay far away from the controversy, but no one said that social justice warriors had common sense. So, last night when the Cleveland Cavaliers showed up to play their season opener against the Boston Celtics, they had a nasty surprise for everyone in the stands. A few weeks ago, President Trump entered the NFL national anthem debate stating that any player who knelt should be fired from the team. Instead of professional athletes taking a moment to pause and reflect on how their protest is angering fans and the President of the United States, they only continued with their disrespect, and now it has crossed over into the NBA. Last night, when the national anthem began to play, the Cleveland Cavaliers locked arms in a sign of solidarity with athletes who are kneeling to protest racism and police brutality. Sports Illustrated: the Cavs link arms during the national anthem before tonight's season opener versus the Celtics. Here is more from Cleveland 19. In other sports leagues, forms of protests during the national anthem have become a bigger focal point than the actual game in some situations. The issue is most prevalent in the NFL, and has even trickled into the MLB. During the 2016-17 NBA season, many teams locked arms during the anthem, but never knelt or prayed out of protest. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver recently addressed the league's stance on social issues. Many of our players have spoken out already about their plan to stand for the anthem. And I think they understand how divisive an issue it is in our society right now, says Silver. Silver recognizes the NBA's anthem policy, but did not elaborate on what punishment players could face if any refused to stand. In September, President Trump publicly lashed out against Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry for opting out of an invite to the White House. The president's comments on Twitter against the All-Star prompted players across the league, including LeBron James, to speak out against President Trump and social issues. Silver believes that NBA players, through community service efforts or via media, can make their voices heard in other ways than protesting during the anthem. At least NBA Commissioner Adam Silver agrees that there are better ways to protest than by choosing to disrespect our country and its veterans. However, even though the players stood during the national anthem, it did not stop fans from bashing the Cavs for their disgusting display of disrespect on the court. Sports Illustrated: the Cavs link arms during the national anthem before tonight's season opener versus the Celtics. Jerry Turner: who gives a damn? Another gutter sport. Mickey 23: LeBron equality is if you make the average pay as the other players. Bob Schmingle: sure, I can give up NBA too. No problem. I know you are trying to make a point like the one on top of your head. Boycott the NBA. David: good, want to see them destroy their overpaid butts. Hopefully, these NBA players will pay attention to the feedback given from their fans, or they will find themselves in a precarious situation just like the NFL. However, that is not likely considering the recent comments one NBA owner made about how it was wrong for white NFL owners to tell black NFL players how to express themselves. Yep, you heard that right, and you can bet that this statement will all boil down to the mythical systematic racism the left has been pushing for years. Here is more from Revere Press. Meanwhile, the NBA and its owners appear ready to make a statement, though its intent is unclear. One owner, however, did sum up the relationship perfectly, and the mostly white NFL owner should take note. There's something that's off note. It just doesn't feel right for predominantly white owners of teams to tell predominantly black players how they should protest, how they should express themselves. That's up to them, the unnamed owner said. I don't want to sound paternalistic and try to dictate how any of our players who grew up in their own situations as black men in America should express themselves other than they do it in a thoughtful and respectful way. As another owner noted, the protests have been hijacked and opponents want people to believe players who kneel are anti-American or anti-military, which players have continuously said is not their intention. There's a bit of frustration that our guys, our players, should they choose to protest, will be cast by the demagogues as being somehow unpatriotic or anti-military or anti-American values when the exact opposite of that is true, an NBA owner said to Bleacher Report. Kneeling down is thoughtful and respectful. You're at risk of being co-opted. But it's thoughtful and respectful. Really? Now it is wrong for the owner of a company to tell their employees what they can and cannot do while they are on company time? Wow, talk about entitlement and giving these players way too much power that they do not deserve. All of these athletes are paid to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to play the game and leave their politics out of it. If these professional athletes want to protest, then they are free to do it on their own time, and if that is not good enough for them, then they can quit. It is not that hard to replace someone who will gladly follow the rules to play the game they love. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.